Hello, all. I'm Kelly Ammerman with Wild Goose Chase, back again with another episode in our series on managing nuisance bird issues from a biological perspective. Today's topic focuses on the coming months and the kinds of issues that birds can cause for properties and property managers in winter. There's not much time left before winter is upon us, so let's get right into it. In this episode, we'll discuss the kinds of issues that birds can cause during the winter months, including things like drainage issues and heating system invasions, as well as health and safety risks and property damage. We'll then discuss some solutions that can address those issues, including habitat modifications, physical barriers, repellents, deterrents, and expert consultations. With fall underway and winter just around the corner, there are potential bird concerns that property managers need to be aware of and prepared for. When people think of nuisance bird issues, they think of things like aggressive Canada geese defending their nests in spring, or of large flocks of fall migrating birds. By comparison, winter may not seem to have many nuisance issues at all. However, there are a number of issues that birds can cause in winter that will only be exacerbated if left undressed. First, property managers are sure to recognize that falling leaves can cause potential drainage issues in gutters and on rooftops. However, the debris left behind by nuisance birds can exacerbate these issues. Many nuisance bird species, from crows to geese, may spend time on building rooftops, especially in urban and suburban settings. This can be especially difficult starting in fall, when flocks of birds begin congregating in large numbers. The accumulation of bird fecal matter intermingled with leaves not only adds to the chance that drains will be blocked, but adds a health concern. Bird feces is known to carry several human transmissible pathogens, and winter specifically brings an increased prevalence of bird flu in wild birds. Maintenance personnel tasked with clearing out drains before winter may be unprepared to properly and safely remove bird feces hidden among other debris. Not only that, but bird droppings are highly acidic and can be damaging to building materials if not removed in a timely manner. It's important to protect infrastructure from these acidic droppings, especially during winter, when cleaning options become more limited and hazardous with lower temperatures. Speaking of health risks, bird feces accumulation is unfortunately not isolated to rooftops. Anywhere that birds routinely spend time is inevitably going to be inundated with their droppings and all the risks associated with them. This is an issue that can occur year-round, of course, but winter brings out some specific behaviors in birds. Many species of birds will form large groups in the fall to migrate to their winter habitats in Central and South America. But many of those species that remain in our area for the winter will stay in those large groups for added safety, warmth, and a chance to socialize. Properties may see large flocks of crows, starlings, geese, and other nuisance birds that they don't see at other times of year. These groups will likely spend winter in the same relative area and not disperse until spring comes. That leaves a lot of time for properties to be dealing with these large groups and the large messes they leave behind. These messes are not only unsightly and unsanitary, but droppings can be slippery and create the potential for accidents on walkways and other traffic areas. Droppings covering outdoor spaces also limit their usability unless managers constantly clean and sanitize. This cleaning and sanitizing is also going to be more difficult in winter weather conditions. Some of the nuisance issues that birds cause in winter, though, are not a result of winter-specific behaviors. In spring and summer, birds are likely to create nests in very inconvenient places, like inside ventilation shafts and chimneys, or outdoor accessible equipment. When properties turn on their heating systems for the first time in the season, they may discover that old nesting material is clogging these systems. Not only that, but all that dried material poses a fire risk that should be addressed as soon as it's found. This kind of property damage is not unique to lingering effects from earlier in the year. With winter flocks being restricted in suitable habitat, those areas where they do spend time will see increased pressure. Properties with large winter flocks of geese will see their landscaping trampled and overgrazed, and their outdoor areas degraded by their droppings. Property managers looking to increase their property values and decrease their maintenance costs will want effective solutions for these winter nuisance bird issues. That's where Wild Goose Chase comes in. All of the solutions that we at Wild Goose Chase offer are humane and effective. The solution that best alleviates your property's nuisance bird issues will depend on the species in question, the scale of the issue, and the specific architecture and layout of the property. Large winter flocks of nuisance birds are limited in the areas where they can find food, water, warmth, and safe places to roost. Thus, if your property offers one or more of these features, persuading nuisance birds to vacate the area will require tailored solutions. One of the simplest solutions is to modify the habitat to prevent or discourage its use by nuisance birds. For example, properties that have water sources like ponds may have issues with nuisance geese over winter. If that body of water has a fountain or bubbler installed, property managers should make sure to turn these off when the temperatures drop to allow the water to freeze over. A frozen pond is less attractive to nuisance geese and will help prevent them from overwintering on your property. Another issue that property managers may encounter in winter is an influx of nuisance birds seeking shelter and warmth in indoor spaces. Fall is a good time for property managers to tour the property and assess all the entry points into buildings that birds could exploit before winter temperatures attract the birds. Managers should then establish policies and procedures to limit access by birds to these indoor spaces. For more complicated solutions, you're going to want to contact the professionals at Wild Goose Chase. Physical barriers like netting can help prevent smaller birds like starlings and sparrows from being able to access areas they shouldn't. This can be especially helpful when birds attempt to find warmth by accessing the interior of buildings through things like ventilation shafts. Another physical barrier option is spikes. Proper installation of stainless steel bird spikes can prevent nuisance birds from perching and roosting on horizontal surfaces like ledges and walls. Repellents can also be used to keep birds out of other kinds of areas. Wild Goose Chase uses eco-friendly repellent options that use natural ingredients like grape extract to create a temporary negative sensation in birds that interact with the repellent. One repellent is a spray applied to turf grass to target Canada geese that are looking to graze. The repellent is water resistant, so it won't wash off in rain or snow. And with the grass in a dormant state over winter, any areas treated with the repellent before winter will remain treated until spring. A similar product creates a mist that permeates the air, creating a cloud in three-dimensional space that birds do not enjoy being around and will want to avoid. These options are safe to use around humans and the environment and are an effective way to humanely discourage nuisance birds from spending time in unwanted places. Visual deterrents like lasers are also effective at moving even stubborn birds. Some properties may experience nuisance birds that occupy too many areas on the property or that vary where they spend time. Using a handheld laser to deter birds like these geese offers a lot of flexibility and can be used as a standalone option or in conjunction with other solutions. It's also a visual deterrent solution that remains effective over the long term. Don't waste your time on simple short-term solutions that won't even remain effective for a single winter. Stationary objects like plastic owls or coyotes may seem like a solution at a bargain, but those looking for long-term relief to their nuisance bird issues will likely be disappointed. It can be hard to know ahead of time what solutions are best for your situation. That's why our experts are available to help. Having one of our experts come out to assess your property will help ensure that you don't experience costly issues from birds this winter. Our experts will assess your property and identify specific risks unique to winter months, such as increased bird congregation in sheltered areas or heightened food-seeking behaviors. Our experts can help implement humane solutions and ensure compliance with local regulations and industry best practices, preventing legal issues or ineffective strategies. By working with experts like Wild Goose Chase, property owners can implement long-term humane bird control strategies that balance safety, cleanliness, and environmental responsibility. So what did we learn today? We discussed the kinds of issues that birds can cause during the winter months, including things like drainage issues and heating system invasions, as well as health and safety risks and property damage. We then discussed some solutions that can address those issues, including habitat modifications, physical barriers, repellents, deterrents, and our expert consultations. I hope you have enjoyed this episode and learned a bit more why we at Wild Goose Chase are a leading expert in solving nuisance bird issues. If you'd like to get in touch with us, send us an email or check out our website at wildgoosechasers.com. Stay tuned for the next episode when we will discuss even more of your nuisance bird issues. See you next time!